Cool. Okay, guys. So this is about continuous integration and Jenkins. Okay. So the main thing of any kind of any company. Okay. So if you take this, there are a lot of tools involved in this. Okay, you can see that there are a lot of tools, Git and everything. Okay. So ideally, what happens is if you just go back and okay. Give me 1 second. There's one more figure which I need to show before this. Where is that gone? So there is a kind of image which I kept it. Where is this? Okay, here. Okay, cool. Okay, this one. Okay, so we got this continuous integration. Yes, I think we are there. Okay. What is continuous integration? Okay, so this is what is this? Waterfall model. Yes, this is the way it works, right? So yes, that's fine. People enjoy. Okay, so we are here. We are talking about integration. So the continuous integration, the integration between what we are talking about. The integration here we are talking about is about the source code. So the source code is what we are talking about today, is about integration. Okay. So what we are talking about is in every company that we are talking about here. So we'll have a different tools. So what is the tool mainly used for putting your code? The code that we always put is GitHub. GitHub is the place where we put our particular code. So what is GitHub? GitHub is nothing but one of the version controlling system where we put the code. Okay, so this is where the GitHub is about. Okay, so what GitHub will do here? Okay, let us put a little bit more interest into that. So what we are talking about? We are talking about two things here. First of all, we are talking about continuous integration. So let us think about our BDD process. So what is the BDD process? We have got all these things, Jira, everything. Then finally what we will do? We actually put the. So what we do? We normally write our acceptance criteria, right? At acceptance criteria and then BDD scenarios, right? What is the difference? BDD scenarios are the tester written, acceptance criteria is BA written. So we got these two. So where we put these scenarios? We put these scenarios in Cucumber, right? Yes or no? We put the code in Cucumber. Where is the Cucumber? In our automation framework, right? In our project. Can I put like this? In our project, right? Yes or no? This is what the tester is dealing with. What the developer is dealing with. Tell me. What the developer will write in his company. Okay, very nice. Unit test and the actual code. Yes or no? Now what happens? He will write the code. We are writing our automation code. He is writing his code. But where is the place we are saving this whole stuff? We are storing in GitHub. What is GitHub? GitHub is a version controlling system where you put the source code. So then what happens so how it works is it works like this. Let me show you a GitHub. Okay, example. See a kind of an example. Okay. So let me show as example of a GitHub. Okay, where the source code is already there. Okay, so let me just wait for a GitHub. Okay, and a sample GitHub. So GitHub is nothing but if you go to github.com, you will get normally. So GitHub is GitHub like this. Okay. However, what you have to do is so there is something called Git flow. So once you see GitHub, you will see what is Git flow. So there is something called Git flow. I think when you came to my meetup, I spoken about this Git flow. Internet is a killer. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'm just waiting for internet to come back. Okay, so once you got the GitHub, come on. GitHub and Git flow. Git flow is nothing but the actual workflow that we follow in our Git. Okay, Git process. Okay, so this is all in Git here. Okay, give me 1 minute. Come on. There is no internet. I am trying to get as much as information as possible because download Jenkins. Okay, give me 1 minute, guys. I just want to open this github.com, or can you open github.com in your phones? Just a minute, because my internet is a bit crazy. Maybe I need to switch it off and on. Open github.com in your phone for a moment. Github.com, and can you see something?
You have a login ID, sir?
Okay, so yes, without having login ID, just see. Okay, so can you see something like this?
Built for developers.
Yes.
Sign up for GitHub.
Yes. Okay, so there you can see a small diagrams, right? Like this. A better way to work together, right? Better code.
Yeah.
Built for the platform. Go down.
Okay, so you can see that there's something boxes, checks, and everything. Okay, so important thing here is this GitHub is it's a place where you put the code, but this is very much integrated with lots and lots and lots of tools. Okay, so lots of tools which are integrated. You can see that. You can see this image. So you can see that there's a lot of tools. Okay, now you can see that this is our GitHub in my company. Okay, you can see something like pull request. So from interview point of view, you have to know that where your source code is lying, because you are automating. You have Cucumber feature files where you put a feature files in your project, but that project should go and sit somewhere in the cloud, right? That is the place where they put the GitHub. Okay, so this is where. So in my code, can you see that there are two things here, app and BDD. So BDD is my actual BDD tests. Okay, see that I got BDD, yes. So BDD is nothing but the actual BDD behavior driven development code. So what we are very much keen about, feature files. So you can see that this is my feature files. See this. Are they looking like given when then format? Yes or no? Okay, and you can see that different email IDs. Okay, everything here. Okay. Now what is this? Feature files. So where are my feature files? GitHub. However, you can see that where is my stub definition files? They're also on GitHub. Yes or no? So these are my stub definition file. Can you see this? Okay. This is the code. This is the Java script code. We're not using Java. Okay. So this is the code. So what is the mean here? So the meaning of that is we are actually in our particular source code, we got the actual application source code and the BDD, right? In BDD we have feature files and stub definitions, right? Now, in the actual application you will have your unit test and integration test. In your application folder, in the app, if you see my app folder, if you see this, I will have the actual unit tests and integration tests. If you go here and if you go to internet is plastic. Okay, so if you go here and you can go to the mother folder and you can see that in the app folder I have unit and integration test. So that means that my BDD tests are there along with the application source code. What happens here, what we are talking about in BDD is very interesting thing, that running locally is no more. Okay, we are not running locally. Whatever the code that we write, we are not running locally. Where we have to run? We have to run somewhere in the cloud. Okay, so I am writing here, but is that code which I am writing is not there in my machine, it is in GitHub. So first the whole source code will be in where? First of all, we need to push whole source code into GitHub. Okay, so first write down continuous integration. How to enable continuous integration in my company? That's the question people will ask. How do you enable continuous integration in your company? Okay. I will enable my continuous integration by first of all configuring the automation source code into version controlling system. Configuring my automation source code into version controlling system. Okay.
Source code into
source code into version controlling system. Okay, so we use GitHub in our company, no alternatives.
so SV and also like
Yeah, but that is olden days. It is like, but it is not integrated with a lot of tools. Okay. Now, system. Okay. So now what happens? Next thing. So once you put in the GitHub, see this is the first step, right? Second, what we have to do is in GitHub. Okay, so this is all good, but we should carefully put the framework and source folder, everything. We should keep it properly. That we already did in a project. So the second thing is, once we kept in GitHub, then we need to have a continuous integration system. We need to have a continuous integration system, which will write down. We need to have a continuous integration system. Second step, we need to have a continuous integration system. Okay, like Jenkins. To perform following tasks. Okay. To following tasks. So now what we are expecting out of this Jenkins? Now tell me. What we are actually trying to do?
We're trying to put all the test and development code in one place.
Yes, we have to run the whole test somewhere, not in local folder. First we have to run the test. If we run the test, why we are running the test? Tell me.
In order to prove that everything is working
Everything is
fine for everyone.
Okay, to generate some reports, right? First of all, run the test. Second is generate reports. Okay. What test that we are talking about here? Regression tests, right? Run regression tests. Now, how do we how do we run regression tests? How do you run your regression test locally? Tell me. No, automated. We're talking about automation here. How do you run your automated regression test locally?
In that file where we have run,
Yes.
put the tag in there.
So how we run is, how means we run you in the Cucumber, right? Using tags. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Now, I said that Maven have lot of advantages. The one advantage which I said in Maven is command line interface support. And I said that I will talk about that in the last class. Yes or no? Okay, command line interface support. So now we need to take Maven. Why we need to take Maven? Because IntelliJ is no more. Can we put IntelliJ in GitHub?
No.
No. So now when we are going out of the local development tool, we can only rely on command line interface. I'll tell you why here. However, Maven will help us to run in command line. Okay. You can ask, sir, how it will help. Let us see how it will help. Okay. So now let us take this IntelliJ. So now the idea is we need to run that tests using, not using IntelliJ, using command line, right? That's the idea, right? Okay. Okay, so now now Maven have that capacity. How Maven have that capacity, I will tell you. Maven is doing lot of stuff, but Maven what it can run is, it have an intelligent feature called Maven build life cycle. So Maven, you can see that Maven have lot of tasks that it can do. So Maven can do some tasks. So Maven can do lot of tasks for us. What is the task that Maven we are important test, right? So Maven can run the test. Write it down. Maven can run the tests for us. Maven can run the tests for us in command line. Okay, so now you can ask me, okay sir, how it will? How is nothing but if you go to Maven, okay, if you see, ignore all these things, so finally you can see that there's some beautiful commands that Maven can support. However, let me do this. Okay, if you see my system, can you see my system? Where I'm in? Okay, I'm in terminal, right? So what I'm doing right now is, if you see that, this is nothing but.
How did you get in the terminal page?
No, you click on run.
I clicked on, I did not do anything. Okay, so you can see that.
You have to turn it.
Okay, can you see this? Okay, so there is a word called test.
Yeah.
So what it is doing, remaining, I forgot about remaining, it is just setting the thing. Okay, so what it is finally doing is, it is running a test. And you can see the first and foremost thing. So what it is talking about, it is a Java. Okay, give me 1 minute. Here something called, you don't need to do all these things, but you need to know this. So ideally what Maven will do, Maven will run a command called test. Okay, so example, see, execute Maven goal, it is asking me, what is your goal? See here, right? So Maven is doing some tasks or goals. So we can ask it to do lot of stuff. But here what I am doing, I am asking to use clean test. So when I am doing this clean test, see, I can do the same thing from IntelliJ, but did I open my feature file yet? No, without opening my project, simply when I say mvn clean test is the command, that's it. If I run this command in command line, what happens? It will run all the tests in Cucumber. So without using IntelliJ, where I am running this test, I am running in command line, not in GitHub yet. I will come to GitHub. We are running command line. Write down. Maven can run in command line. Maven can run some commands in command line. Maven can run some commands in command line. Can run some commands in command line. Okay. First of all, Maven can MVN clean test. MVN space clean dot test. They will ask you interview questions. How do you configure your continuous integration, or how do you run tests in command line? Like how do you make sure that you are not running locally, or how you run your tests? This all the answer is this. Yes, Maven have a command line option where there is something called MVN clean test. Is a command to execute all the tests in the framework. Okay, so this will execute all the tests in the framework. It will execute all the tests. Okay, now what test we are talking about? The test that we are talking about is nothing but the actual cucumber tests. Okay, so not only the actual anything else, but we are talking about cucumber tests. Okay, so it will run all the cucumber tests. Maven think that it's a test, but we know that it is a cucumber. It's a big difference. We can run JUnit, TestNG, or cucumber tests. Whatever the unit test framework we put, it will take it has that ability to understand that what you are using and it will go and run in command line for us. Okay, that is first thing. Second, Maven can also have a command called deploy. Maven also have a command called Maven clean deploy. Clean deploy. DEPLOY. Deploy.
Second, sir.
Maven can also run a command called Maven clean deploy. See the last word. Okay, don't see here. If you understand. Deploy. Okay, which will deploy the code into test environment. Which will deploy the code into test environment. Which will deploy the code into test environment. Which will deploy the code to test environment. Okay. Now you can ask what is the link. We are getting very close to what we are trying to achieve. Okay. So now because Maven have this, that is about Maven. Okay, Maven have two important. There are a lot of other things. Forgot about it. We are worried about test and deploy. So now concentrate for 5 minutes. I think you will get everything. So now what we are doing, the code is in GitHub. Now the next thing that we need to make sure is we have to install Maven in on Jenkins. Install Maven in Jenkins. You have to Maven in Jenkins. Okay. So we are trying to do two things here. Okay. To this I'm talking about. Install. You can ask how to install, sir. That is where I am here. Okay. To installation is very simple. First of all, Jenkins is nothing but, you don't need to write it down. It is nothing but an open source tool. Okay. So simply, if you want to do anything with Jenkins, go to jenkins.org. Jenkins.org organization, I think so. Okay, give me 1 minute. Internet. Wi-Fi on. Okay, go to jenkins.org. Okay, org. Next. Now what is Jenkins? Jenkins is a cloud-based application. Jenkins is a cloud-based application. See, this is the steps I'm doing, okay? You understand? The steps is, first step is, I kept the code in GitHub. Second step is, I need to make sure that my tests are running using Maven clean test and Maven deploy in my local system. Okay? So first step is, put the code in GitHub. Second step is, run the test in local machine. We did that. Third step, download Jenkins. Okay? So which is this?
Install Maven.
Yeah, install Maven, and this is the third step.
Yeah.
But before that, you need to have Jenkins, right?
Yeah.
So that's what. So Jenkins is in. It's
So
not
where-
dot. It is a .io. Okay, Jenkins.io. Okay. So this is the place where you got Jenkins. Jenkins.io. Sorry, I think it was Odge previously. I think, but now they changed it to IO because IO is the latest way of putting the domains. Okay, this is Mr. Jenkins. Okay, see how humble he is, like me. They even for
And
everything.
they are very similar name. The chef, how you can Ansible, they all CA users.
Yeah. Hudson, Ansible, yes.
But the logos are very.
Yeah, yes. So now this is Jenkins. So example, if you download, what you will get is you will get nothing but you will get a kind of a war file .war file. So if you download your Jenkins, what you will get? You will get a war file, WAR file. Okay. So what is a war file? War file nothing but web archive file. Okay, see this. We'll get only .war file. Okay, which is nothing but .web archive file. So now what we are trying to achieve, once you download this, okay. So the one we download it, what happens in our local machine? So I can't show it here, but what happens is maybe sample Jenkins server. So you know the problem is in my company I have got Jenkins, but I need to connect to VPN and all these things. So if you are in a company, you will get. So normally what you will have is that's a cloud-based system. So you will get something like Jenkins dot something like this. See Jenkins dot banana apps dot something. Jenkins dot banana labs dot something. Like this, you will also have see Jenkins dot. In your company you will get, okay, so don't ask me, in your company you will get Jenkins dot yourcompany.com. See that, like that. Jenkins.voyanta.com. I work in a company called Voyanta, so it's voyanta.com. So you will get a web URL called Jenkins.yourcompany.com. You get a web URL. Okay, so it's not anything else. Okay. So what happens once you get your Jenkins downloaded and deployed? So what happens? You will get a website like this. So now we need to install your Maven into that. However, good thing is that Maven is already installed in your Jenkins. Okay, so your Maven is already installed. So once you download and deploy your Jenkins will be ready. So third step we did. Yes. Now fourth step. Fourth step, what we have to do is we have to do simple steps. Where is our code? So what Jenkins will do is Jenkins is a tool which will run some task for us. It's a job. Jenkins is a cloud-based task execution tool. Write down. Jenkins is a cloud-based task execution tool. It's a cloud-based task execution tool. Okay. So now we are very clear that it have to run some task for us, right? So what task we are talking about here?
Running this.
Automated test, simple.
Yeah.
So now Jenkins have inbuilt Maven. So the only thing that we need to do here is link the GitHub, get the source code and run the Maven test. because it is inbuilt means we can run the Maven commands in Jenkins. What Maven commands we have to run now?
NVN clean test.
That's it. If we can run Maven clean test on Jenkins in the folder where the code is downloaded from GitHub, our task is done.
How will run in the folders?
It will show. Okay, see this. First of all, let us link. I'll show you how to link the GitHub. See that. So what happens in Jenkins? It will be like this. Okay. So see, this is you can see this, right? Create a new job. I'll try to increase the font. So this is a create new job, means new task. Okay. Now see this.
It's not clear, right?
What I can zoom. You can zoom further. Can you see?
Yeah.
So yes. So once I created, so again, you need to have Git plugin also. GitHub plugin should be there. By default, it will be there. Nowadays, this guy is talking about how to link a GitHub plugin. So this is nothing but your Android App Store. You go to App Store and download your plugin. The same way we did in IntelliJ. What we did in IntelliJ? We went there and downloaded the actual plugins, right? So like that you have to download, but normally it will be available. Okay, so this is all available. So what I am trying to say here is, see, this is the URL of your Jenkins local machine. So once you install Jenkins, you will get this. So what you have to do, you have to go here and let me show you the images. Okay, so don't worry, because you don't need to do in your local machine.
In your system, where's the plugin, Jenkins plugin?
In your system, once you open your local build, okay, because in my machine it is there. Yeah, in my machine. Any machine, if you download the WAR file and double click on it, after 5 minutes you can see the localhost dot something dot Jenkins, and you can see this interface there, this interface like this. Okay. Okay, so you got this interface. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to just link the GitHub. So what happens? GitHub will be there. Okay, let me show. Yes, this is the screen. So here what we have to do? We have to give our GitHub repository where our code is. So where is our code? Here, right? Somewhere here. Where is this? Yes. This is my code. So I need to give this URL. So what is the URL here for my GitHub? So this is I can get the URL of GitHub. Okay, just give me 1 second. Yes, just copy this URL, paste it into your GitHub. Then immediately what GitHub will do? It will download the code into your Jenkins box. So like this, source code management. So we have to give the GitHub details here. This is our GitHub. So once the GitHub is linked, that is our what step? 4th step, right? So we need to link GitHub into Jenkins. So where we need to give the GitHub URL. So here you need to give the GitHub URL. Okay. So once we give GitHub URL, what happens?
What is credentials?
The code is here. In Jenkins, so this is Jenkins user interface. Go to Git, so that this is my source code. So first of all, task, Maven task. Second thing is code. Give this code link. Okay, what happens then? Download it. Now,
It will automatically download, or
it will automatically download. Don't do anything. Okay. Now, what we need to do? See here, what this guy is doing.
NVN clean test.
Yes. So Maven is already there. You only need to give what we want to do. Give a clean and test in our case. Okay. So now once GitHub is there, then give Maven, because that command line that we think is this command that we are putting, it will directly go into the Jenkins box and run in command line. So this is nothing but you need to give a maven command here. What command we want to give here? Clean test. Okay. We give this. Step number 6, I think so, right?
5.
4 is GitHub. Give the GitHub. Download the GitHub repository into Jenkins. Step number 6 is configure the Maven job. Okay, that one. Configure the Maven job where we have to give Maven clean test. Where? On this here. Okay, where is called your build. This is nothing but where we give a actual build commands. Okay, so we give a build command here. What is the build command? Clean test. Okay, and save.
So sorry, what did you say? The way we have to give clean test command.
In the build.
Okay.
In the build. So there is a section called build in your Jenkins. Okay, so this is all.
So search using the URL.
So you get the code from your email. So normally you have to take it from the internet.
No, he got it from the email. When he clicked on the link.
So normally in the machine you need to take from the code from the IntelliJ.
Which code?
It's the testing code in Cucumber code. You get it from the email. Where are we going to get the code? GitHub. You get the path, the email path.
No, we
Path.
have given the URL, right?
URL. From where you get the
Yeah, the URL is the, yes, good question. The URL is nothing but if you see here, we are giving the GitHub link, right?
Yeah.
So that is it will download into the current folder. So that folder will have the POM and source code. So here when you see this, if you see I'm doing this right, so this will download the actual automation project into your GitHub. Example, if you do this, it will be in your source code, in your local folder. So once it downloaded, what is the next thing you have to do? You don't need to go to any folder. It is automatically in the current folder. It will download the current folder where you are.
So that case, this folder is in my local machine. I need to take from that path and put it here.
Yes, this folder is in the cloud actually. It's not in local machine because this Jenkins system is in the cloud. Means it is somewhere in the Linux server actually.
Oh, they will give access to all these things.
Yes. Okay, so if you download a local machine, you are the server. If in a company there will be one server somewhere sitting somewhere. So the only thing is you will get the URL for you. Okay, take the URL. They will give a jenkins.bbc.com. They will give a URL for you. So you go and type that URL there. That's it. Okay.
So code will be already there, sir.
Yeah, code is GitHub. So you are pulling from the GitHub. So your code is in GitHub. Your Jenkins is in cloud. The only thing is you need to link them. So once you link them, then automatically when you do a clean test, it will download the code from here, put it into the server box. In server it will download. You don't need to see, and it will automatically run this particular task. Okay. So now if you run that run this, and then there is a button called play build now button. The next step number 7. Some called build now. Okay. So this step will go on build now. So the final second step is this button in the Jenkins called build now. So when I click on this button, what happens? It will go and execute that particular command. Means it will go and actually run the test. Okay, and after a few minutes, you will get a kind of a Jenkins reports. I'll show you. We'll have a break in 5 minutes, okay? Then we can discuss about. Okay, so what I'm showing is once you go and run there, what happens is, see, it will be like this. See this. Ideally, it will be like this. Your demo, your job is configured. Click on play button. Then what happens is previously it will go and play. So that means that at that when you go and play, you don't see anything. But your server is getting the code, running the command, and you can see the console. You can see the tests are running. You can see the log and everything. finally, once the test is run, you can see a HTML report which is coming up, which I'll show you. Okay. I can't show you locally in my machine because I'm not. This is not a server, right? In my company, if I come to VPN, I can see my particular thing, but I'm not in VPN. I'm not in my company, right? So that's the reason why I can't see anything.
But you have integration that also.
No. Directly you can see that. This is good. Okay, see, this can do anything. It can Jenkins can do a lot of stuff for us. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You take a break then. Okay. By the time you come back, I'll show you the reports.
Doing my disgusting habit outside. Excuse me, I can't do it. I have to.
लेकिन आप लक्षण की नेतृत्व So we can correct.
28 degree out. It's
पहले जो हमें टेस्ट हो गए थे बुरी बात नहीं मैं जहाँ काम कर रहा हूँ मेरी बात बताता हूँ मैं जहाँ काम कर रहा हूँ मैं आपका हार्डवेयर इंजीनियर हार्डवेयर स्पेशलिस्ट काम है डेल के लैपटॉप डेस्कटॉप और पर डाउनलोड करता हूँ तो अब मैं उठा करके ऑन साइट सपोर्ट ऑन साइट सपोर्ट हार्डवेयर मुख्तलिफ बिल्कुल अलग चीज़ दो अलग अब वहाँ पे यूजर आता है अपनी प्रॉब्लम लेके या फोन करके फेस में होती है कि बंदे को सवाल तो चाहिए हाँ तो उसको बंदे को ये एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है कि उसको सारा कुछ पता है कहाँ से बताओ किसी को नहीं बताओ आपने अपने घर में भी दस चीज़ें आपने रखी होगी मैंने पूछा ना फलानी चीज़ कहाँ रखी है तो आपको बोली ना यार आप उसके तो मैंने वहाँ रखी अच्छा यहाँ रखी आप एक तो जगह देखिए यही तो बता रहा हूँ ये तो थोड़ी कि आपने गूगल ऐप टाइप किया और सारी की सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन आ गई वो भी नहीं मैंने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहा हूँ
कैसा है ऑन साइट जाके काम करना कैसा है
सबसे अच्छी बात ये है कि आप जब जाओगे ना आपको कोई भी जॉब मिल जाती है तो पहला एक घंटा आपका होता है कि आप चीज़ें बताते हैं क्या हो रहा है अगर तो यहाँ पे इतनी चीज़ें बोली अभी आधा घंटा पहले ने किसी ने सवाल किया सर ये यूआई क्या है इंक्रीज स्टेज क्या है तो हर कंपनी का अपना तरीका है किसी के पास एक स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसीजर नहीं फॉलो होता है तो आपको उनका प्रोसीजर से फेमिलियराइज कराएंगे ये हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है यहाँ भी ये चीज़ें की आपने ये करनी है आपने तो पता नहीं काम किया सबसे अच्छी बात ये है कि ये सब इस कंट्री में जॉब पे सर्वाइव होने के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट कम्युनिकेशन है आपकी जितनी स्ट्रॉन्ग कम्युनिकेशन है ना, यहाँ पे काम किसको नहीं आता कि आपको मैनेज करना है। अब आप में काम तो बहुत चीज़ों को मैनेज करना है, तो सबसे ज़बरदस्त आपका टूल जो है ना वो आपको कम्युनिकेशन करना है। यहाँ पे कम्युनिकेशन का आउटलुक है, और अगर आपकी कंपनी पता नहीं प्राइवेट है और जॉइन करोगे इसमें मीटिंग्स के लिए यूज़ करेंगे, क्योंकि अभी ने मैं वहाँ पे ज़्यादा लिंक्स को ढाकर के माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ने दिया है साइट फॉर बिजनेस दिया, तो आपका जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग कम्युनिकेशन रहेगा, आपकी प्रॉब्लम आएगा तो किस तरह से अपना ऑर्गेनाइज किया ये होगा, ये आपको आपका और आपकी मीटिंग्स तो सारा कुछ आपका आता होगा, कैलेंडर के साथ मैनेज करना है। बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग जिन्होंने पहले कभी आईटी में जॉब नहीं किया ना या फिर ऑफिस में काम नहीं किया, उनको ये हैंडल करेंगे शुरू में जाते हैं आप तो पहले क्या करोगे, आपको ईमेल लॉगिन देंगे आपका, उसमें आपने फोल्डर बना लोगे, कौन सी टीम थी किस फोल्डर में गया, आपने किस वजह से उसकी वो लिखी होगी, नोट्स लिखी होगी, क्या कहते हैं उसको रूल्स बना दिए होंगे आपने, फिर आपने जो है जैसे अपना सारे दिन से कम्युनिकेशन रखनी है, टीम कौन सी कहाँ बैठी है, सारा कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन ये आपका होमवर्क होगा। आपको क्या रोल क्या है, आप मैनुअल टेस्ट में हो या खाली टेस्टिंग में, किस में मैनुअल टेस्ट कर रहे हो ऑटोमेशन में? सही बात बताऊं, मैं यहाँ पे 2-3 महीने पहले जॉब जब शुरू की ना, मुझे किस्म का हेजिटेशन था यार, मुझे वो लोग आगे के सिचुएशन है तो मैं कैसे हैंडल करूँगा, लेकिन ये आपके हेजिटेशन है ना, जितना मजा ही आता है ना कि आप जब आपको प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगी, आप उसको डील नहीं कर पा रहे हो, परेशान हो गए, तो वो एकदम तकलीफ होगा, आपका सोल्यूशन आप निकाल लोगे उस प्रॉब्लम का, नेक्स्ट टाइम प्रॉब्लम आए आप कैसे कर लोगे, हर चीज मतलब एक
नेचुरली आ सकता है। अगर आपको प्रोडक्ट की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए, जब आप करते हो तो आपके अंदर से पता चल सकता है कि आपको एक चीज की क्या यार समझ नहीं पता, मैंने हर दफे कोशिश की पाकिस्तान में, पाकिस्तान
मैं आपको पूछूंगा जिस साल प्रैक्टिकल वाला जानते हो, तो सर हम पाकिस्तान में प्रैक्टिकल आ जाते
फोर्सेस इज समथिंग व्हिच इज इंडियन।
मैं आपको नाम बता देता हूँ, इन्फोसिस है, विप्रो है, एचपी है, ये जो सबका टाटा कंसल्टेंसी है, टिक्स है, ये मार्केट के मानो 3 सॉन्ग है, मतलब कि हम पिछले 10 साल में हमारे सामने हुआ है कि इंडिया ने एक चीज को महसूस किया कि ये ऐसी बहुत बड़ी समस्या हमारे पास होता है, तो जो उन्होंने देखा कि पोटेंशियल मनी है, तो उन्होंने अपनी एक ब्रांच बनाई, तो उस ब्रांच से उन्होंने एक्सप्लोर किया, उसको उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट का भी सपोर्ट किया, उन्होंने अपने ऑफिस आपकी जैसे लेवल पे पहुंच गए, अपने ऑफिस से यहाँ पे ये यहाँ पे बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स मिलते हैं, मान लो आपने कुछ प्रोजेक्ट अपना बनाया, कंपनी हो जैसे कि आप एचएसपीसी हो या बार्गेन कंपनी हो, आप कुछ नहीं जाओगे, आपको सिक्योरिटी चाहिए, आपको आपने टाटा को ब्रेक दे दिया, मान लो कि आपको आप बंद करके सो जाओगे, आपको पता है कि टाटा डिलीवर करेगा ही करेगा, और है ना इस नाम की वजह से पैसे लेते हैं यार। मेरे दोस्त है वो टेस्टिंग के जो सो मैनेजर है, ठीक है, उनकी कंपनी जो सो मिलती है यहाँ की लोकल कंपनी को 1200 पाउंड मिलता है पर डे, वो बात सुनना नहीं है, 1200 के आसपास भी नहीं है, लेकिन वो चार्ज करने की कंपनी आपके जगह बात टाटा के आपने प्रोजेक्ट लाके हमें दे दिया, हम कहेंगे चलो आपके प्रोजेक्ट बनने के लिए हमारे इतने बंदे लगेंगे, 20 बंदे लगेंगे, एक बंदे का हम आपके चार्ज करेंगे 500 पाउंड पर डे का, और फिर आप बोलेंगे ठीक है हमको प्रोजेक्ट बनने का हम आपको चार्ज करेंगे अलग अलग 1000 पाउंड पर डे का, तो आप जितना बंदे मंगाओगे उतना हम बिल करते जाएंगे, लेकिन आप बोलोगे बंदे जितने खाना मंगाएगा हम नहीं थोड़ी बोलेंगे कि सर आप खाना आप दो सर मुझे देने लो, इधर बोलेंगे कि सर बन रही है आपको देंगे, आप जब बोलोगे तो बिरयानी आ जाएगी
Somewhere.
आप बोलेंगे सर मुझे चले लाइक दिस इज दिस ऑर्डर करोगे वो आ जाएगी पीछे पड़ी है
Not any information.
I'm trying.
Somewhere.
This one, I Ayappa is alright.
Ayappa.
No, Ayappa is okay. Our demand is more than Ayappa demand.
Doesn't matter, give me brother, you got a job, you want to finish, after that it's yours.
ना अब तो आप लोग एक काम करो नॉरेन को पकड़ लो उससे थोड़ा सा जो सीख लो
उसके लिए मैं बात कर रहा हूँ उसको.
आप हिंदी बोला अभी पहली बार बोला ही
Oh, so I get the same.
अभी निकली हिंदी इसके अंदर से निकली नहीं मैंने किया ना अभी तो बोल
और अभी ने बंदे रखे हुए हैं एक इसे सेट करेगा एक ये करेगा एक वो करेगा
That is okay, that's
सुनिए यार ये
once upon
Hello?
a time you
Don't worry, 10%
were
Are
but I was down
you know, how you get the part?
that experience also.
नॉरेन मेरे भाई का भी किस्सा सुनाता हूँ मेरा भाई यहाँ पे कंस्ट्रक्शन इंजीनियर साइट इंजीनियर उसने पहले बड़ी मुश्किलों से उसको 7-8 महीने के बाद जॉब लगी कंपनी ने हायर किया उसको 6 या 7 हफ्ते के बाद उसको सैक कर दिया उसको कहा कि भाई तुझे काम ही नहीं आता है ये वगैरह वगैरह तो बोल के सैक कर दिया लेकिन वो 6 हफ्ते 7 हफ्ते जितना वो परेशान रहा उसने उन 7 हफ्तों में जिन चीज़ों को सीखा ना उसके बाद एक जॉब आई किसी को इंटरव्यू के लिए गया तो उन्होंने कहा सर हम आपका इंटरव्यू लेंगे लेकिन इंटरव्यू को इतना जहालत वाला इंटरव्यू था क्योंकि वो जो कंपनी थी वो पढ़े लिखे लोग नहीं थे तो उन्होंने कहा कि ओके ये ड्राइंग उन्होंने खोल दी कंपनी की जो कंस्ट्रक्शन की ड्राइंग होती है उसको पूछा सर इसको क्या बोलते हैं इसको क्या बोलते हैं कि वो 7 हफ्ते अपना दिमाग उसी में फोड़ता रहा अब जब 7 हफ्ते बंदा अपने आप को रोज वही चीज़ देख रहा हो उसको सारी समझ आ गई उसने सारा कुछ बोल दिया अब इसको पता तो चल गया है जो इंटरव्यू ले रहा था कि ही नोज स्टफ हरी अब ये बिजनेस टर्मिनोलॉजी में बात कर रहा है सारा कुछ ये बोल दिया इसने फिर उसने पूछा कि सर हम आपको सैलरी की बात करते हैं क्या करना है तो उसने कहा कि जो देना हूँ मैं ले लूँगा उसको जॉब चाहिए तो उसने कहा कि नहीं कुछ तो बोलो जॉब की उसकी उस वक्त में जो सब 26 या 27 या ऑलमोस्ट 28,000 की उसने कोड किया अपने आप को 24 या 25 उसने फौरन से एक्सेप्ट कर लिया आगे
If you say more also might be.
He's been working for them for last 4 years now. He's almost site engineer now. लेकिन उसका जो पहले के जो साथ थे ना वो परेशानी मैंने देखी क्योंकि हम दोनों भाई के रूम में रहते थे तो वो उसकी परेशानी मैंने देखी He's still doing hard work because उसकी जो शिफ्ट होती है ना बड़ी लंबी होती है करीबन 8 घंटे से ज़्यादा की इसकी शिफ्ट ये नहीं मेरे को तो 5 से 5:30 9 से 5:30 एक चीज ये याद आपने जहाँ पे जॉब लगी ना ये थोड़ा सा आपके गलत एटमॉस्फेयर में आप जा रहे हो क्योंकि इस डिफरेंट फ्रॉम वर्किंग विद गोरों के साथ काम करने में और देसी के साथ यहाँ पे इनका होगा ना जी इनका रवैया अलग हुआ मैंने दोनों लोगों को देखा काम करते दोनों के साथ फिर इंटरेक्शन हुआ लेकिन देसी लोग एक दूसरे के काम करते हैं सीखना सिखाने के लिए वो लोग पीछे हटते हैं सिखाने के लिए और गोरों के कल्चर में मैंने काम किया वहाँ पे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है कल्चर में अगर आप काम करेंगे ना वहाँ पे ये होता है कि सर आप 5 बजे आपने ऑफिस में और बंदे 8 बजे तक 9 बजे तक ऑफिस में लगे कुछ लोग तो वहीं सो जाते हैं दूसरे दिन सुबह में उठ के भी वहीं से काम कर रहे हैं
मतलब कि आप
Just want to show my thing.
Pardon?
You show him.
नहीं वो पागल है ऐसे में ये
He's
कल्चर
he does soya, it's a
पार्टी में अभी
After the class, we all prepare.
We're all inside boat.
You are our speaker.
We're all really inside out.
She's the only one
This is nothing.
हर किसी घर में 20 साल पहले कंप्यूटर नहीं होगा जी हाँ तो
That is one
क्या हुआ
one person is like.
Yeah, but none of you guys are speaking up. I just don't understand it. What is wrong with you?
उस पे
This kid.
That's a good point. Like you might read about the
क्या कर सकते हैं
Very good point. And they
Very
inside
good.
the case study.
Yeah. You can see.
किसी लोग काम नहीं करते थे लेकिन वहाँ ये कंपनी ने रियलाइज किया लोग ऐसे नहीं बैठे और काम करो
It's not fair.
ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है असल में क्या हो रहा है
So how is your fasting going on?
last week so commencing
Next week.
I was actually, I had holiday booked on 1st of July, so we just pre-booked a long time ago. So obviously I'm just concerned that I'm really interested to do API. So this week is weekend. The coming one is actually cancelled. Yeah, so I'm concerned how to do that. API is more like computerized or
APIs are completely a different topic altogether. It's a computer based. It's not. It is practically there's nothing that they will show. There's nothing that they will show, but they'll show the architecture of how the APIs work and what are the tools involved. And it's like yeah, but I think that you can come and you can catch. It's not a good thing.
so the thing is I'm off, like I'm away from the
Yeah, and you can after coming back, you can catch up.
So after that, how many more sessions we have? Next week after we'll have API and
That's it.
other. So very good. Then anything after that?
After that, again, they'll be like again if you're interested, please opt for that, and we will do an interview.
Okay.
If it is done, then from there, IAP will tell the actual structure. There will be one more different kind of structure.
I've seen that
Like
they were doing mentoring and other stuff. I think I don't know about everybody, but quite a few people will be interested in that. I believe. But obviously, that's the main goal is that to get it to job. Training is the first step in. Yeah, the reason why I didn't send interview because obviously because some other things were not. I didn't have much time to pressure myself because this course is running for at least six months now. We're running into the 6 months now. So obviously, I wouldn't say at this point, okay, I'm ready to go for interview, but I need a little bit of time. Because we are also doing a full-time job, so preparing for that you will need at least 2 weeks time. Once you are ready, then you can say, okay, I'm ready for interview. So I don't want to sit in an interview wherein I give you impression that I have no knowledge. So although I have some knowledge, but it will give you wrong impression. So
Yeah, so I mean, especially if you are busy with those kind of things, definitely I think support will help you. If you're busy, example, if you don't have any work, if you're 100% sitting, ideally my plan point of view, if you really follow my course, but next week onward you should be able to do it. If you are 100% free and you really 100% on testing from last 6 months. However, if you are already in job, that even I am also like that, right?
my job is biggest problem. Nothing to do. Our day, finish Deccan Chronicle, local newspaper, everything. All day nothing. No tickets. What can I do?
Okay. That's fine. So in that case, again, I think if you really feel that you need support, please, I mean, your email will come to your process, go speak to your part, and we will conduct the interviews. Then we will support. I mean, again, support is not for only people ideal, everyone.
Okay.
Hmm?
So given a quick support.
Yeah, obviously. That's the criteria. Without filtering, we can't. Okay, because not that everyone can support. You should have that. The two things. You see the passion and interest. Second thing is knowledge. Because after 6 months, if you had done nothing, within 2 weeks we can't do anything. Right? If 6 months you haven't learned, we can't really make a magic that we get a job. No, there's no shortcut for the jobs. The interview support we are giving is nothing bigger than what we do here. I want to really show something out of the world that you see this and tomorrow you get a no. We can't. There's nothing. There's no silver bullet in my hand. Honestly, telling. If I got by that time, I had given to everyone. There's no difference between before temple, after temple. There's no literally. There's nothing there. But the only thing we will got support is you will got one-to-one support, where each and every individual person will be taking more care, more interest, and your CV and your projects because you can't copy projects. You can't copy CVs. So we will have more one-to-one, and then again the same thing which I am telling in the class you will get repeated. Okay, that's it. Not more than that. If nothing more is there because training is the main thing from my point of view. 100% training is important because when you're doing it, there's nothing else to really show for me. Okay, but only thing is now we are going as a part of course, but there you will be one-to-one. You will repeat that. Example, few topics we are not good, then we will try to take that one-to-one sessions, make more practical sessions. So then you will get more focus.
That will happen during the weekdays also.
Yes, weekdays also.
Can we consider that as a project?
Huh?
Can we consider that as like a real project? Can you do a real project for us? If we're going to do a practical, like we're in real-time environment, we can put 2 teams, one developers, testers and everything, and then create a real project for us. We can consider that as a real project, right?
You don't have to.
No, but I'm saying that we're going to work as real-time. So developers can either be Shriram or Ayapa, right? We're all testers. Because we can do this as real-time.
Yeah, because how many people are, I mean, again, after this thing only, but how many people are available in the weekdays?
I know.
Are you
Weekdays.
What weekdays is it now tomorrow? Yes.
So how, I mean, how many days weekdays?
Weekdays, what time, sir?
2-3 days is
We need a whole day.
whole
No,
week.
you mean
Before the date we are working, before the date yes.
It will be, okay, so it will be in the normal time and not in the evenings. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, because either me or IFA will take a kind of a work from home and then we will conduct work from home and remote work. Yeah, remote, we will do remote. We all want remote option. So one day is fine, one 2 days is okay.
Yeah.
Just to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, that is like a, I mean, that is a kind of a thing which we can definitely.
Yeah, because we could do like a sprint meeting, daily stand-up, retrospective display.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool guys. So yes, I think we have a couple of things.
One day, how much?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, okay, cloud base.
How was England?
Tomorrow who's playing? Pakistan and
India.
Oh, India's good at India.
No, we don't know. We don't know. Pakistan can win. Pakistan really, there was like a,
India won last time, right?
yeah, that is fine. But after that, India came Pakistan came very well. It's like we hit a tiger, how back it will come. So they're like that. They beat England like anything, man. Nobody.
It's the same because it's
Come on, let's put some bets on. £100.
I'm saying whoever ball fast, they will lose. Sorry, whoever ball fast, they will pass. They will win. Whoever chase, they will win. Actually, it's like that. Oh, it's oval. I know if India is batting first, then they will lose. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to, because it was never tested. The depth was never tested actually.
Sri Lanka chased 320 sir for against India. Easily.
Yeah.
So you think Pakistan will win? What guarantee is this?
I'm telling you.
£10?
We are in form.
£10? £10?
Okay, guys. Okay.
Very popular.
Hey, even if it is a bit loud, the
Guys, okay, guys, please. Okay, so I'm almost, I'm just waiting for this. So now the step is when we click on build now, what happens is it will nothing but it will run the test and it will generate the reports. So the 8th step is we get the reports. So what kind of reports we will get? We will get the HTML reports. So the last step that we are talking about here is when we click on build now, then we will get the HTML reports. Okay, which I will show soon. Okay, once that is back. So finally we will get a HTML reports. That is the that is the goal, right? This is the goal.
Yeah.
So now what happens is every day morning when you go to company, every night this test will run, and morning if you go to company before the stand up, you can check that everything is working. You can see the reports.
We can print it out and we can show it the standard.
Just show this report that this is the report, test report. If any bugs are found, you need to raise the bugs. Okay.
Is it recording, by the way?
Ah yes, it is recording. One second.
Oh my god. 10 calls, 1,000 calls.
Nobody knows.
That's what my friend says.
10 pounds for 1,000 pounds. First they put
This is detailed.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, okay. So yes. So that is the step number 8. Reports will get HTML reports. Okay. So that is that overnight bill. So that we will when we will run this test. Step number 9. We will run the test how frequently? Every night. Okay. So step number 9 is run the test every night. Step number 9. We run the tests every night. Okay, that's called nightly build.
Night watch.
Night. Yes, night watch came like that. Okay, it's called nightly build. Every night we will run the test and we will get the build out of it. Okay, so that is the basic of what we are supposed to do as a part of Jenkins regression test execution. Okay, now we need to go one step further. What is the one step further? Till now what we discussed is a normal where you are running the test in Jenkins, right? You may got a question here. Sir, when I am running locally, it is running locally, right? However, when you are running your server in Unix machine, where are we running the test? In Unix machine, right? Because the Jenkins server is where it is situated. The Jenkins is a server which is located somewhere in your company somewhere else. So that's a Linux or Unix machine, right? Unix, yeah. So the server is in Unix, and the URL that you get is Jenkins dot something like bvc.com, right? This is your Jenkins server, right? Understood or not?
Yeah.
So where it is located? The server. So in your company somewhere it is situated. So now example, take this is this is your actual your automation code. The code that you got, you are putting in GitHub, right? Then your Jenkins, what is your Jenkins is doing? Your Jenkins is getting the thing and it is running the test, right? And it is giving the reports. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is what happening, yes or no?
Yes.
Now this is a Unix system, right? When you are running locally your system, which browser you are running in?
Should be Chrome or Firefox.
Chrome. So you are running in Mac by Windows Chrome.
Okay.
But in Jenkins, can you install Chrome and Unix?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
So how the browser will get invoked?
Virtual machine.
Yes, that is one option. Any other option? So here, Jenkins is a Unix machine. So how the browser will get invoked? Where is the browser installation? When you run immediately, you see that I am not able to find the browser you asked for. So you can't. There is no browser. See, Selenium is not only Selenium. What are the components of Selenium?
ID, RC,
No RC. What else? What else? WebDriver have two things. What is that? WebDriver is consist of two things. One is Selenium client, Selenium server. If you go back to notes, Selenium WebDriver is two components, client and server. I said long back if you see the notes, definitely. Okay, because I completed WebDriver, I know that I said WebDriver is two components, server and client. See the notes. Long back.
Is it a PowerPoint notes you sent us? No.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I definitely said that there is Selenium WebDriver is two components. One is client and one is server. And browser. I think yeah, it said the very first class. It's called. It has browser and Chrome driver and server and client. I already said. Okay. So again, let us recap. So WebDriver consists of four components: server, client, driver, and a browser. Why we have driver? We need to have a driver, right? So the Chrome driver, Firefox driver, if you remember, system dot web dot blah blah blah. Okay. So server, client, driver, and browser. So these are the four components in WebDriver. Okay. Server, client, driver, and browser. Server, client, driver, and browser. Four components in WebDriver. Okay. This is what about Selenium, right? So now here, if you look properly, in your local machine, you people do not recognize, but all these four are available in your local machine, right? You got a server, you got a client, you got your driver and browser. So you downloaded your Chrome driver, you have your Firefox driver for Chrome driver installed, it's already there. And your server, it is coming from a Maven dependencies, right? So everything is there, so you are not able to feel the pain. But here, you can have server. How server? Because from GitHub, when we do this Maven clean test, what it is doing? It is downloading your dependencies. Where the dependencies mentioned? Where the dependencies mentioned in your project? So then again, form.xml file where we get dependencies. So whenever we do the Maven clean test, it will dynamically download the dependencies from internet, yes, and put it in a machine, get the code on GitHub, and it will start running your tests using Maven, right? So you are running the test. However, you got your server, client, driver also you have in your GitHub repository, the way that I sent you. So everything is there, but what is missing here? Browser. So where is the browser in your machine? Fortunately, you have downloaded the Chrome already. So you are not feeling the pain. But in your Linux machine, can you go to Unix machine and install a Chrome driver? Chrome.
No.
Can you install Firefox?
No.
Internet Explorer? No. Then where is the browser actually? No. Unix. I mean Linux you can, but Unix we can't. We can't install browser in Unix.
Some businesses already started giving their Linux machines to the users.
Yeah, but Linux is okay, but I think Unix we can't install the browser. So where is the browser then? How to run in the browser? That is where we need to think about a concept called Selenium Grid. Okay. Now right, yeah, Selenium Grid. Sauce Labs, don't talk about Sauce Labs, talk about Sauce Labs, but first of all let us discuss Selenium Grid. So now what is Selenium Grid is nothing but, write down. Selenium Grid, okay. So now Selenium Grid is, before you write it down, just see here for 2 minutes, then you can write down. So again, I am writing the components. Browser, driver, client, server, okay. So if you see how the communication happens is, your whatever the code that you have, your driver dot, don't write it down, okay? See here, driver dot, whatever the Java code that you have, that is called client. Okay, so your whatever the code that you write is called client layer. Okay, now when you are running locally, what is happening? Whatever the code that you are running is invoking the server. So when you say that new Firefox driver, what it is happening? The client is invoking the server. So you have two pieces here. One is client, one is server. Which server? Selenium server. So client is invoking the server, then it is doing the work. But however, the server is not 100% always with the client. You can have a different server. So if your machine is A, you can have one more machine where you can install server, and there you can put your browser. So your server and browser can be at one place, and client can be in one place. So putting this in mind, can we install something called X, where we install your server and your browser and your driver? Can we install somewhere in the world? And can we, because this is a client anyway, so can we connect these both things so that we can run the server somewhere and we can run the client here? So that cloud where somewhere extra in the world, that can be a virtual machine, right? That can be a third party virtual machine. Example, that virtual machine can be a Windows 7 operating system Chrome. So you can have this. So similar like that, let me show you that virtual machine which I have, okay, which is called Sauce Labs. Okay, so that virtual machine which I am talking is here in this instance Sauce Labs. Okay, now write down Selenium. Okay, yeah, great.
So Unix can be accessed with a different kind of browsers.
Yes, it can be. So right now what we are doing, we are distributing two things.
But in what format it will access Unix in case if we have a virtual...
Yeah, I will show you that. So how, in what format is, if you go to your, okay, if you remember, last week we discussed something about browser factory, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So what we are doing here, this is where this line is actually invoking the Chrome driver. But it is not only invoking the Chrome driver, it is starting the server and invoking the browser. Okay, so we have something called remote web driver. We have something called remote web driver, which is nothing but I am saying, I am sorry, my client is this, but my web driver is remotely somewhere in the world. So then you will ask, okay, somewhere in the world, but what is the address of it? So we need to give the IP address of that. Okay, so now we need to create an object called new URL. Okay, and say something like 192.10.9.0. Okay, that is my, okay, yeah, and new capabilities. Okay, I'll tell about this desired capabilities dot.
So why we are giving IP address rather than the web name?
Just a second. Okay, yeah. So why we are giving? Okay, see this properly. So your question is why we are giving? See, this IP address is the place where my server is sitting. So now we are cutting the pieces of WebDriver into two pieces, client and server. So now the server is this and the client is a local machine. That is where you got your whole code, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me do this once. That's it. Now what happens? Now your system is broken into two pieces. Piece A is your server. So how then you can ask me, sir, where is the server? How to start the server? Yeah, no problem. You can start the server. Give me 1 second. Initialize variable. Okay, give me 1 minute. So how to run the server? Give me 1 minute. I will show you how to run the server in my simple one Java command. So how to run a jar file in Java? .jar file in Java. This is the command to run a jar file. Yes or no? Java-jar is equal to something. Okay, so if you see this, what I will do is I will run this. Okay, let me run this first, and then. Pardon?
Where are you running this?
I'm running in command line.
Okay.
So what I will do is let me take this terminal. So now I'm running the server separately. So that is what I'm doing. Okay. So -jar and so to run the server I need to have a standalone, like I need to download that jar file. So I already downloaded here. So what I will do, I'll keep it here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So Selenium. Oh, I'm in the root folder, right? Okay. Selenium files / Selenium standalone server 3. Whatever the version it is. Okay. Now see what happens. If I do this, you can see that I am running the server. Can you see the commands here? What it is saying?
Selenium server is up and running.
And where it is running?
That's how
Yes. It is running in that IP address. So now if I run my test with this code, where is that code? Where is my this? So now if I give this as localhost, what happens? Now that will run that locally. Okay. Now you can ask, okay sir, this is okay locally, but locally we don't need to run separately because we are on one machine. But the only problem comes when you are running in Jenkins, right? So in Jenkins what happens? The same thing we do, but instead of giving localhost, what we will give? We will